Hello everyone. So in today's session, we'll be seeing Introduction to Programming. So I'm aiming to focus this course for students who have uh, not yet learned any programming language. And point is to convey the major concepts in programming. So moving further with the slides, this will be the basic introduction part where we'll be seeing programming language. And in this case, we are using a Python programming language. So why Python? Why it is popular? What is the syntax? What are the different data types supported by programs? So all these things will be the contents in this slide. But actually, we are not going through the entire slide. I'm focusing on just one slide, which is the control structures used in a programming language. So there will be a sequential structure, there will be a conditional structure, and there will be an iterative structure supported in every programming language. So we are going to see what is a sequential, what is conditional statements, what is iterative statement, what do you mean by a function. These things, the concept I'm going to introduce using another thing called as, we can consider it as a game. So we'll understand the concept and then we'll wind today's class knowing the concepts of programming. And later on, we will see the further things with Python. Okay, without leaving time, we are moving forward. So this is a platform where we will, it is used to understand the concepts of programming. So it is a cartoon character called as Elsa. So we need to move her in this direction. You can see the output. There's a line which she has to move, and then she has to move downwards. So here, when executed the code, or when we are running the code, this is what we have to happen. So let her move forward by 100. Then let her turn right to her right by 90 degree and let her move forward again by 100 degree. So this will be the first line. She is turning. This will be the second line. And if you execute the code, it will be something like this. Yeah, we have got it. So this is called as a sequential statement. We are moving, or the execution is taking from one line to the next, followed by the next, and so on. So suppose if you have to draw a square, we'll see how it works. So again, the similar thing, we are moving, turning right, and that will be the first line. Then this will be the second line. Again, we have to move the third line. We are turning. Again, we are drawing the fourth line. So now we are having all the four lines of the square. So if you see, yeah, we are getting the square. Again, it's a sequential code. We are moving sequence by sequence. But here you can see a drawback. We are actually writing the same statements again and again. So actually, these two statements are repeated again and again. To avoid the repetition, we are having something called as a looping statements or iterative statements in a programming language. So let's see here, the repeated statements are put inside a pink box, which is called as repeat. And here we can choose the number of times it has to repeat. So as it is square, this is a statement to draw one line and turn. And as it is a square, there is four sides. So I am repeating the statement four times. And if you see, I will get the same result as before. So this is the concept of repetitive statement or iterative statements, or it is also called as a looping statement. So by looping, we can do something repeated number of times. All right. So I think now is we'll move a little bit further. So already now we know how to do a looping statement. So this hash block is actually to draw a square because we are repeating it four times. Now in this output, you can see we are drawing four squares, which means we have to repeat the process three times. And every time after completing one square, it has to turn 120 degrees. So I'm writing it as 120. So draw the first square, turn 120 degree, again repeat. So draw the second square, turn 120, repeat the third square. This type of result is called as a, you can see the result. This concept is called as a nested loop. Inside one loop, you are having another loop. This is called as the nested looping structure. Okay, so moving further, we'll see how to draw a circle. So here you can see it's moving just one pixel, and at every pixel it is turning 1 degree. As we know, a circle is having a 360 degree, and every time it is rotating only by 1 degree, so it should be 360 times. Draw a square. So again, it is nothing but just like a square, it is having four sides. Here we are having a circle. Okay. So why I choose this program is that in the next program you can see there is a new concept introduced. Here you can see when run, it is just creating a circle. So when you say create circle, what happens is that it actually execute these bunch of lines. These four lines or these three lines are actually creating a circle. And instead of repeating this three line, in the next process, you're just calling it by a name called as create circle. It will actually execute those three lines. This concept is called as a function. It is a sequence of code which is written somewhere else, and whenever required, we are calling that by a name. Okay, so we are jumping by some margin. It will create a circle. We'll jump by some margin, and as you can see here, there are 10 circles. So we'll repeat the entire process by 10 times. And if you see the result, you can see that is drawing 10 circles. This is the process of a looping structure. So I hope you have now played with the concept of repetition. What do you mean by repeating? And what do you mean by a function? A sequence, of course. So just the thing left is conditional statement, which is a sequence of statement which is actually working when or based on a condition when a statement is executing. I'll give a real-time example for that. Think of a scenario where you are withdrawing some amount from a ATM, okay? Because in the background there is a program running. So when you type the PIN, it will be having a check in the background with the database where your PIN matches. So if it matches, you can further to the banking. So there is a condition based on that condition. The PIN is wrong, it is going to say wrong PIN. And even when you enter, you can write an amount to withdraw. Suppose you are, say, tailing, say, $1,000. And if you are having, say, 10,000 in your bank, you can withdraw that $1,000 from the bank. Suppose you are telling you have to withdraw 20,000 and you are having this 10,000 in the balance. So it is not possible. You are only having 10,000. You cannot withdraw 20. So there is a comparison between the withdrawal amount and the original amount you are having in the bank. So if it doesn't match, again, or if the withdrawal amount is not less than the original amount you are having in the bank, it will say it cannot be done. So these are the kind of situations where you are usually act using the conditional statements. Based on a condition, you'll be telling whether the process will be happening or not. Or suppose we are booking an online ticket for a movie. There are only 50 seats, and if all the 50 seats are already booked, so when you try to book, it will check whether there is any vacancy. There is no vacancy, you cannot book. So that is based on a condition. So similarly, there are a lot of real-time applications you can think of where we'll be using iterative statements as well as conditional statements. I hope I have made the concept clear. Now, in the further sessions, we will see the syntax of Python programming and we will see these things in more detail. Thank you for your time and have a nice day.